She has not, she's 77 years old, and surgery after surgery, she said, I want to see you one day. So we would make sure that happened, It's an honor, It's nothing like a mother to me. I'm a big mama's boy still, trying to do my part. So whatever mama wants, that's what we're going to try to do.
We saw the embrace after. Did she tell you anything?
Now she just said, I'm proud of you. That's priceless.
Was there a little something extra that you gave today's performance because she was here?
I actually, nothing extra. What it was, just the feeling to have her here. But when I got up there, I had to forget she was here because no telling where my mind would have been going, definitely. So, it was an honor. What gives me the impact is the people more than anything. And that's what she'd want as well. It's all about the people. If we can reach out and touch one person to honor our flag, that wasn't doing the same before, it's a win.
What's the story of Old Glory for those who might not know of your performance?
Old Glory, basically, it was written a poem in 1953 by a United States Marine. So over the years, some of us like myself, we just modified it, to fit today. Pretty much, the bottom line is honoring our flag, United States of America, to bring unity across the board. And that's the short story of Old Glory. It's just honoring our flag.
And when did you first start these? And is it performance? I don't know. Is that the right way to say it?
It's a poem, actually, and I just chose to do it my way. Most people, they get up there and they read it, which is fine, which is, it's all admirable and it's honorable. But I just chose to do it my way. And fortunately for me, some people like it, my rendition of it, Others are doing just as well. They have their renditions, which is incredible. I just do it my way, and I'm just fortunate to be here, and very, very lucky man.
You've done this in Jacksonville multiple years over. Is this home, or is this not?
No, I was living in Jacksonville the past 12 years, but 2 years ago I moved to Tampa. And my wife got a job that she didn't want to pass up, and she's followed me all of these years. What could I say? But Jacksonville will always be home. I'm here probably 2-3 times a month, still doing what I do, and just being blessed, and grateful that someone picks up the phone and say, hey, can you support us? And the answer is always going to be yes, if my calendar is open.
How many times a year does that happen?
Probably about 300 times a year. But I'm throttling back now. We were this is when I was in Jacksonville. Now that I'm living in Tampa, probably twice a week only, at the most, Due to my health issues, sciatica and all that stuff, driving and everything, you have to take a step back sometimes. But if I can, I will.
You mentioned your rendition. When did that come to you, your performance?
About 10 years ago. I retired 10 years ago, and I wanted to still serve some kind of way in some capacity, to honor others. So I chose to just start doing it my way. And like I said, God, He put me in a place, and people like yourselves, you want me in your presence, and I'm grateful to be there.
Boy, you got a God-given talent, Command Master Chief. So
Well,
funny,
I
my
really
dad's a retired Command
appreciate
Master Chief. He was out of Mayport before he retired in '91, and like he used to say, when people wears 2 stars are Command Master Chiefs and Admirals. So thank you for your service. And it's not lost me. I look at your ribbons. I'm like, you spent a lot of time overseas.
Well, just like your father and everyone else, and the personnel on that wall, we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. Definitely, and that is the main reason, that to keep us going, to honor those that gave their all, for us just to have it a little easier.
Absolutely.
Like I say, they paved the dirt to have sidewalks for us to walk on.
Is there anybody specifically you remember today on Memorial Day?
No one specific. There's so many names in my brain.
Yeah.
So if I was to put out one, I have to go get my list.
Yeah.
And call them all out.
Yeah.
Because like they say, all gave something.
Absolutely.
And that's my answer to that. Always will be.
Yeah.
Definitely. So.
When you deliver the poem, do you think of them? Do they stir something up in you?
They're part of my prerequisites, I may say. So before I deliver the poem, and after as well, but mainly before. That's the thing that get me pumped up. This is why I'm here today. old glory, and
How have you evolved the overall delivery through the years? Do you work on it? Do you evolve it, or is it?
I used to work on it, now I've done it so much till I ad-lib a lot. That's what I do. It's just like today, I just throw some inserts there where I see fit, to actually to reach out and try to touch, the audience, to make them understand and try to talk precisely so they can understand exactly what I'm saying, because the flag can't speak. Someone has to speak for it. And that's where I try to come in and fill in the blank the best I can.
Lastly, you've been probably all over the world with delivering the poem, and yet you live in Tampa now, but you still come back to Jacksonville. What does this day, this wall, this ceremony mean to you?
Everything, every single thing. I take the time when I was here, to sit there and come here and read the names on the wall. Definitely. Got to, had the luxury to meet the family that made this happen, that put this all together from day one. So, like I say, everything, I mean everything. Like I said, Jacksonville is home, that is home right there. That wall, those are our heroes, especially today on Memorial Day. All of us should honor. Some people are barbecuing and everything else. No, I want to give homage, just to our fallen, to basically the ones who's done it all for us.